What's up, guys? So, Metallica just dropped Moth into Flame. I'm going to review that as a song and as a video. And I'll do the video portion first since it's shorter, less notes. Alright, so nice intro. Little, I guess it was an abandoned building, very, very, very old style TV, some moss around it, playing Hardwired. I'm not sure if they did that to show the contrast between that song and this one, but that was a nice intro. It really looked like throughout it looked really nice. Had a good feel to it. A little bit of an old school vibe, which I kind of like. They looked like they were enjoying themselves and having a lot of fun, and it was just really kind of interesting. They had amps in the back. Everyone was moving around, jamming. It was really cool. And it was really good. It kind of reminded me just like a tiny bit of Freak on the Leash with all the moths going around and looking for the moths' perspectives and all that. Kind of reminded me a little bit of Freak on a Leash, and with the little lights hanging down. Kind of reminded me a little bit of Freak on the Leash by Korn. But yeah, it's pretty good. All right, so song. Okay, intro definitely reminded me of power metal. Uh, Because I'm a huge power metal guy, so those opening harmonies just remind me of power metal. But it was a good intro. It just kind of seemed like it was interesting. I wasn't expecting that kind of intro, especially after Hardwired, of course. So that was pretty nice. And the riff they jumped into after that was a nice little change of pace and a little bit of mood, I guess. I wasn't expecting them to jump into that kind of riff after that kind of opening. So that was a cool, nice little change of pace. It got you in the more intense mood, got you ready for pretty much whatever was coming next, which of course no one knew when they first watched it. So that was a pretty good intro and good kind of shift into the more overall mood of the song for me. The vocals sounded very good. They didn't sound like James was trying too hard or like he was straining, and they sounded harsh but also kind of smooth, kind of like if you took a stone and then you smoothed it out on all sides. It was very, very harsh, very firm, but also very smooth, and it sounded very, very, very natural and very kind of like he wasn't or anything like that. So I like that. Okay, the chorus was very, very, very smooth, kind of flowing, more so than Hardwired was, and it just felt kind of natural. It fit the song really well to me, and it just felt natural and it flowed really well, and it was just really smooth, and it did kind of what the intro did, and then that second riff did. It kind of just changed the mood a little bit, but also still really flowed and felt kind of natural. It didn't really catch you off guard, like they were oh wow, this chorus is weird. But it felt very natural, flowed really well, was smooth. I enjoyed it. It's definitely something I was singing along to after the third time I listened to the song. So I liked the chorus. It was very nice. The solo, okay. The solo. All right, I'll talk a little bit more about this when I do the song as a whole. But the solo was it was good actually. I liked it. I think the build up to the actual solo was a little kind of drawn out a little bit, but it was pretty good. I actually liked the wah used in it. It kind of I just feel like if it would have been straight guitar sound, it wouldn't have had the same feel or kind of, dare I say, emotion to it that I think they were trying to get in the overall feel of the song, or just the lead that Kurt was doing. I actually kind of like how he used the wah for that solo, and you can hate me all you want for that, but I actually liked the wah in that solo, and then, of course it was better than Hardwired's, but I actually liked it. It sounded pretty. It just really fit well with everything else. Everything really seemed to fit in this song to me really well. Kind of reminded me a little bit of Lords of Summer. Just in some places, I was like, oh, Lords of Summer. And other than that, it just kind of reminded me a lot of Death Magnetic, really. I wouldn't say Load much, but mainly Death Magnetic and a little bit of Lords of Summer. All right. So overall here. Oh wait, no, the lyrics. Okay, lyrics. I like the lyrics. It was I wasn't expecting the lyrics to be about what they were about when I saw the title. I thought it'd be more like um hmm, I don't really know. I just didn't think when I thought Moth to Flame, I thought it was just you getting lured to your destruction by not something that you want or like your own ideals, but just something that just seems so attractive to you, like you had to have it. Like I thought it was about you going towards something you want and then getting destroyed along the way, not like achieving it and then having that bring your downfall. Which is another reason why I like the lyrics, because I mean you can pretty much say this about any musical artist in any genre. Like fame always has its price, and sometimes people can't pay that, and go to jail or die of drugs or something like that. Just like as soon as the fame came about, they just weren't ready for it, or they weren't mature enough to handle it, and it led to their destruction. So I like the message behind this. You can apply that to a lot of bands, artists, groups. You can apply that to like actors, anyone really. Um, so that was really nice. Okay, and the song as a whole, it sounded so much better than Hardwired, dude. Like, bro. Okay, the drums weren't super loud. Like, I didn't like, cause Hardwired, it's hard to listen to with earphones, man. Cause Lars's kick just like a, and it's like, dude, what are you doing? Like, the drums were super loud in Hardwired. Everything was like, the drums were loud. James's vocals were kind of loud. The guitars are super loud, and like the bass was like there, but it wasn't like super audible. But everything was so much more even and just better sounding in general. The guitar sounded better, the vocals sounded better. The drums weren't all the way up here, and I could hear Rob a lot more clear than I could hear him in Hardwired. Because in Hardwired, I kind of had to try most parts, but I could actually hear him, clearly defined, and like the guitars and the vocals and the drums were mixed well with each other. So as a track, oh yeah, and length. First thing I noticed, length. Good job. Good job on that length. That was good. It's like twice as long as Hardwired. I don't dislike Hardwired, just so go watch my review of that. But the video was better than Hardwired. I think the lyrical content and the lyrical phrasing was better than Hardwired. The message was good as well. Not necessarily better than Hardwired, but it was just different kind of message, delivered in a different kind of way. And just the sound was just overall better, and of course the video location, because you can watch it if you have epilepsy as opposed to Hardwired. But it was better than Hardwired, I'm gonna say. And just another overall thing about like this record, and this is just my opinion, of course, but I think one of the reasons that it took Metallica so long to make this record, well, two reasons. First of all, Kirk lost his phone to all his wrists, so that was out the door. And I think it's just Hardwired and Moth and the Flame seem really more just like observational songs. Like, it's not what's happening to Metallica, what's just happening like in the world, really. And I think one of the reasons it took them so long to make this album and make these songs, because they just had to like observe, because Metallica's, they got skis and beer and are modeling for a suit company and all this stuff. So I mean, like, and they're rich, so I mean, and they're not battling any addictions anymore. So I mean, it's maybe they just kind of lost that. That anger and that fuel and stuff. They've all got kids, like Rob performs with his son like all the time, like they're always both on stage, and Lars has all his kids and his art stuff, and James likes to hunt, and he has his kids and his wife, and Kirk's married with his two sons and everything like that. So I think they just had to observe and just like look around, during these 8 years and just be like, wow, some really crazy stuff's going on. So I think maybe it took them so long, and this is just like a theory, but I think it took them so long because they were just like observing and like seeing what was going on, and they just wrote it down. Because I mean, that's really what it seems like. Hardwired, typical. Oh yeah, world's crazy. We're crazy. This sucks. We suck. And Moth and the Flame is just like, the seduction of fame, like what fame can do to you, and like how it can destroy you. And it just seems like they just kind of just sat back for 8 years and were like, yeah, that's kind of screwed up there, dude. He's like, yeah, James, we should write a song about that. And James was like, yeah, and they wrote a song about it. Like, oh, did you hear what happened with like this stuff right here? And they're like, yeah, let's write a song about that. So I think it's just they just had to observe and take a lot in and filter it through everything that was just happening, in metal and in pop and the media and like everywhere else before they actually sat down and wrote this record. But I mean, that's what it seems like to me. It seems like it's really just like like 2 songs I've heard so far, are just like descriptive of like pretty much the world at large and fames, people, and stars. So I mean, I think that's one reason it might have taken them so long for this, because it just like I don't know. For some reason, Moth and the Flames like resonated with me on like a true level. It sounds kind of weird, but it was just like, oh yeah, seduced by fame. Oh yeah, you think you're flying high, but you're not. And it's like it just seems so like descriptive. Like so many bands and artists just came to my mind when I heard those lines. I'm just like, huh, true, interesting. This is pretty good. And another thing, I think they're just making music they want to make, dude. You know what I mean? Because they don't really have anything to like you're still gonna go buy this album. It's still gonna go platinum. It's still gonna tour and sell out arenas and everything. And it just like this and Hardwired, it just seems like they're just doing whatever they want to do at this point, which is kind of what they've always done. But it's just like, yeah, been waiting 8 years for this album. But we're not gonna put anything like too forced or fake on it. We're just gonna do what we want to do. Because if you like listen to it, it just feels like all these dudes just came together and was like, dude, let's make these songs, bro. Oh yeah, that sounds really good. That feels good. It just seems like really more natural, and it seems very natural and very raw, but not in the same way like Kill 'Em All was, obviously. But it just seems like Kill 'Em All. Like these young kids. They're making this music, they're aggressive, they're angry, they're doing all this stuff, and they love it, they're enjoying it. And, like, you got that vibe, of course, on, the rest of the albums, but to me, it hasn't really felt, as strong. Like, this is pretty much, I feel like, the Kill 'Em All of, like, Senior Citizen Metallica, I guess I would say, something like that. But it just really seems like they're just doing what they want to do and make what they want to make and going with what they're comfortable with. It's like it's Metallica, just not the first 3 albums like everybody wants, or not first 3 albums and then Saint Anger. It's just like it's pretty much Metallica. It's like Kill 'Em All times, not times 2, but Kill 'Em All 2, I guess I would say. It just seems like it just seems like the most sincere stuff, and just the stuff they're just most comfortable with doing and stuff they love. I get that vibe from it. And of course, this could all change when the album comes out. This is just what I'm thinking and feeling so far. But it just really seems like this is what they want to do, and like this is the music they're making, and they don't care. They enjoy it, they love it, they're feeling it, and they hope you guys feel it too. And I mean, I enjoy this track a lot better than Hardwired, if you can't tell. But yeah, great track, great video. Go listen to it, go watch it. And you want to see my review of Hardwired? It's down in the description. Yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe, and on Friday I'll have a review of the Holographic Principle by Epica for you. Thanks, guys.